What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So today we're doing Call of Duty best settings. Now these are the settings I got my 100 kill game on, so they're by far the best settings. So let's get into it. Okay, so now for our first settings, what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to put our horizontal sticks, both of them, at 2.5. Because if you put them too high and an enemy's too close, then you'll just be, or not too close, but you'll just be moving around. 2.10 is what a lot of people play at, but I like it 2.5. I'm not going to tell you where to play because it's preference really, but I would definitely put it around 2.5 there because it's going to be, if you put it too high, you're going to be moving all around the map and it's going to be hard to control yourself, just barely tapping it. But if it's too low, like it, say 180, if some enemy's too close, you can't move on them and it's just going to be harder to kill them. So I would definitely recommend somewhere around the 2s. And it could be 2 or 2.5 or 2.10. 2.15 is about the highest I would go, but again, if you're just good at the game, just go with, if you're really good, go up to 3. I mean, go up to 4. I mean, who cares if you're just that good at the game? So I would definitely do that. So that's what I would do for both of these here. Now we're going to go down to, controller vibration. I would always turn this off because every time your controller's vibrating, your joysticks are, vibrating, and it's just going to mess up your aim. So I would definitely make sure to have controller vibration off, and that's what I would do there. Controller customization, like, controls, I would always, shoot with, same, L1 or L2, R2, but I would jump, mantle, slide with R1, L1. Those are the ones I would jump and mantle and slide with, because that way you don't have to move your fingers to X or whatever button you like to use, and while you're trying to shoot someone, that way you can still aim down sight without having to take your fingers off the triggers, pretty much. So that's what I would always do. You could go shoot with, R1 and L1, but I'd like it. It's the same, but I would prefer to do that because it's more comfortable in my hand. But you can really do all that. All this I wouldn't change. If I were you, I guess you could, but I wouldn't. So that's what I would definitely do. Now, I would always turn my trigger effect off because it's just going to make it harder to pull your triggers. Like, it's going to have a lot more resistance. It's just going to be super hard, and it's going to take longer to pull your triggers. So always keep that one off. And then dead zone input. So I like my left stick minimum at 5 because if you have a bit of stick drift, go higher because then you have to, push your stick more to get it to move. But I don't really experience much stick drift. You're always going to get a bit of stick drift if you go down to 0. If you can go down to 0, I would love that if I could, but I'm not. But I like 5 right here. If you have no stick drift whatsoever, then I would go down to 4, maybe 3. If you have a lot of stick drift, 6 or 7. But I like 5. There. Now for my left stick max, I like 99 or 60 right here. I've always been a 60 guy. It's better. Because 60 is just a good number for me. I don't know why. I just like it better than any others. I've gone down to 0 before I've gone down to up to 100. Like, I just like 60. Now, here at right stick minimum, or, yeah, mini, or min, whatever. Who cares, right? Well, anyways, I would go here at 8. Why am I saying the wrong thing? 8. 8, you want this anywhere from 8, 9, or 7. That's all. I would have to have it within that. I would recommend 8 here. Now for my right stick max, 100. Yes, you have to do it at 100. 99. I used to say 99, but 100 is just a better. I used to think it was about the same, but 100, I've noticed, does have that bit of a difference that I like here. Now for, button, for down here, I'd always put these at 0 here because right here, and when you first get the game, they put it at 13 for you because that's going to be like 13 milliseconds that you can't shoot, and that's enough for 1 or 2 shots. So always put that down to 0 because it's going to take longer for your actual gun to shoot. So always put that right there at 0. So I definitely do that. I would always put trigger aim assist on. Make sure you have that on because it's going to move with your guy you're shooting it. Even if they're moving, it'll move with them that way and help you. So always keep that on at all times. So I definitely do that. If you don't have it on, you're not doing something right. So definitely keep that on. And then over here, I wouldn't change anything else. Now, here, I don't really change this right here. Honestly, I used to play, Lineared. I'm not a big fan of Lineared anymore. I'm more of a standard guy. So make sure you have this at standard always. And then that's that for right there. And then all this, I wouldn't change. you know, all this wouldn't change it. So that's definitely something I wouldn't change there. So all that, don't change it. Doesn't need to be changed. Now movement, sprint assist, tactical sprint assist. Always keep this on. I don't like on or off. I always keep this automatic tactical sprint assist because it'll just start running, and I don't like to have to press the buttons in to run and all that stuff because that's what I slide, mantle, and dive with. If you're going to change the controllers to where you're jump, mantling, and sliding with the joysticks, make sure this is on if I were you. So always put that on. This right here, I would just keep this off. It doesn't really matter. I used to keep this on, but I just keep it off. It doesn't matter, you know? And so anyways, this, nothing stay, you know, keep it off, keep it on, whatever you want. This I keep the same, dude. This is all I keep the same here. You know, I would just keep this all the same. You know, there's nothing really to change here. So I would definitely do that. Now, all this right here, I would just keep this around, you know, everything about the same here. Wouldn't really mess with it that much here, but, you know, there's really nothing to change, I've noticed. So, definitely, I wouldn't mess with it. And then, we're going to go down to graphics. Now, here in graphics, we're going to go to quality, and then world motion blur, I would have that off at all times. Weapon motion blur, I would probably keep that on if I were you, and I'll tell you why. Because that way, because I've caught myself just standing and staring at my gun without even looking at the map, dude. And if you just keep it blurry when you're moving, then it's going to be a lot easier to look at the map and you're not really going to focus on the gun. But when you're actually aiming, it's not going to be blurry, so it doesn't really change anything. So this right here, I keep this pretty much on right here. You know, depth of field, I would always keep this on. All this is on. I don't really mess with this. Don't mess with that. I don't mess with any of this here, so just keep this the same. Now we're going to go to view. All this stays the same. Now I'd always put my field of view right at 90. I used to play at 100. I used to play at 110, but I feel like 90 is a good number because it feels like I'm faster. It feels like players are closer towards me. Players are going to look a lot closer towards me. And I feel like I'm moving faster, sliding faster, jumping faster. So always put that here. So I always put my ADS field of view on independent because it's gonna, when you aim down sights, it's gonna make players look a lot closer to you and you can shoot them easier and see them better. Now I probably put my weapon field of view right at wide. It's really a preference thing, but I like wide better. It just, you know, seems better. All this, you know, I keep the same pretty much here, and I would always keep this off. So that's about all for that. We go down to audio. I would always keep, you know, game volume. I don't really care. You don't really have to mess with it, but if you don't want to hear footsteps in the end of the game or the front of the game, I would always keep this off. But I just keep it at 8 for the background of the video, but it really doesn't matter. All this stays the same. Now, if I was going to go to max audio, I would go to Sucker Punch because it, you know, allows you to hear footsteps and gunshots a lot easier. None of this right here. Always turn it on Sucker Punch. This is going to be the best for audio. I don't play with a headset, so I don't really care for audio that much. But all this, I'd say, Sam, I don't really care for audio, so I don't do it. Now we go to interface, and in interface, we just kind of, you know, we go to, you know, we just kind of do all the stuff. Mini-map. Always make sure your mini-map is at square because you can see more of the mini-map, and when players are shooting, you can see where they're at. So always keep your mini-map there. I don't really change this right here. You know, we'll just keep it on. I don't really care. Radar, I would always put this on here, and this I would not, you know, change this at all. And in-game text chat, I just keep it on. I don't really care for that one. But, you know, this right here, now this is crosshair. Keep your crosshairs on at all time. That way you can actually aim with the enemies without having to look down sight, so if they're close enough. So here, I always make sure you put it to largest, not small, because it's going to be easier to see it. So always put it the largest. I always keep, you know, crosshair dot on. It's just going to be easier. So put that on, you know, I always put this on crosshair, you know, I would always put this, the 100, in crosshair color. I like yellow because it stands out more for me at least. So I would always keep that at yellow. And that's about it for my crosshairs. And I think that's about it. We have some more stuff actually to do here. So, um, here, so, okay, so that's about it for the video right there. I wouldn't really change anything else. And those are all the settings I use to, get my 100 kill game. That's what I did. And these are the best settings in the game. If you have a problem with it, let me know. If you like the settings and they helped you out, definitely make sure to leave a comment. I would definitely do that. I hope you decide to, but I hope it's helpful for you. I hope you like the video, thumbs up, everything, and that's gonna be it for the video. So, peace.